Then you're going to trim her nails. Do a little cut to check where we are. It's still dry and powdery. Means it's dead nail. We're going to remove a little more. Just little at a time. Good, Tristan. These are quite overgrown. There's a family emergency that was quite extended with an elderly family member, and the dogs are well cared for, but the nails are neglected. So we're going to help them out here.
What if you clip them too far? Won't it bleed?
If you go too far, you can get into the live part of the nail, just like you have a live part of your nail that's very sensitive. So we do that initial clip, check it. If it's dry and powdery, we know we can clip a little more. Once you start getting towards the live part of the nail, you'll notice there's a little black dot in the middle where the tissue becomes more viable and not dry. And not every nail requires the same amount to be taken off, so we customize the length on each and every nail by cutting and checking. Cutting and checking. You get better at it as you practice more. But I can recognize how close I'm getting to the quick once I open up the front of the nail. I like to slant the angle back rather than cut it even parallel with the floor, because it helps the dog wear off the nail more naturally. One little tip, new clippers are nice and sharp, and as you utilize them over the weeks, months, or years, depending on how many clippings you're going to be doing, when the dog starts resisting too much, or you feel that the clipper is becoming dull, get a new clipper. Once they're cut, we prefer to finish them, do a nice finish on them, either with a sanding tool or a file. Some dogs will tolerate grinding, some will not. Some prefer a grinder over a file. Figure out which your dog tolerates the best. If the dog is very resistant to having the nails done, enlist the aid of someone to steady the dog and hold the dog. That way you're not going to accidentally clip it too short, or in the case of a power tool, you don't want it to become entangled in the dog's hair. If you do get a nail a little too short, there's a very good powder product out there to stop the bleeding and sanitize the area. If you happen to clip the nail too short, the dog is not going to bleed to death. The worst is that it's going to be a big mess for you to clean up. And if you never quick a nail, we have a little saying, you might not be doing them short enough. So while we do not intentionally quick, we do want to do the best for the dog and get the nail as short as possible. Remember, practice makes perfect, and if you're uncertain or the nail is out of condition, you may be better off to trim a slight amount more often rather than try and take it off all the way to the live quick. Here we go.